Welcome back, everybody. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. And today we're going to be talking about Rey's Yellow Lightsaber. If you guys want to see daily Star Wars content, definitely hit that subscribe button. So we're going to go over pretty much everything we know about Rey's Yellow Lightsaber and what it means for the future of Star Wars. So let's go ahead and dive right into it, guys. Obviously, at the end of Rise of Skywalker, we see her with her new lightsaber that is a combination of her staff and something else. And it said pieces of Luke and Anakin's old lightsaber. So we know that she has most likely a double-bladed yellow lightsaber, but what does that actually mean? Why is it yellow? Why did they go with that color? Now, the yellow lightsaber is very rare, and we hardly ever see it in the Star Wars universe. We see it only being used by Jedi Sentinels for the most part. There were some masters that did use yellow lightsabers here and there, but for the most part, it was reserved for the Jedi Sentinels. Well, who were the Jedi Sentinels? They were the protectors of the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. They swore allegiance to the temple itself and would protect it at all costs. They would wear robes and a mask to... Basically, they would rid themselves of their former names from their former life, and they would just be a part of the temple and would do anything it takes to protect it. We see them in Star Wars Rebels when Kanan goes into the temple and he is stopped by the Jedi Sentinels, the guardians of the temple, and eventually they get into a fight. He would lose, but he would be knighted by the Sentinels to become a Jedi Knight, a full-fledged Jedi Knight. So that's really the only time we ever see it. We see it in the Clone Wars as well. But those are really the only two times we ever see yellow lightsabers. So why did they go with the yellow lightsaber? What is its meaning for the future? And how did Rey even get it? So let's start with, how did Rey get the lightsaber or the kyber crystal? We don't really have an explanation other than a few theories out there. And the most common one is that it is a part of Luke and Leia's old kyber crystals. So to have a double-bladed lightsaber, you need to have, of course, two kyber crystals. So most likely she took Luke's blue or green lightsaber and Leia's blue lightsaber, took the crystals out of there, put them into her own lightsaber. Now, this is the most common and most likely theory out there right now, as she probably didn't go and get two crystals herself. That just happened to turn out to be yellow. So it's most likely they are Luke and Leia's old crystals. But remember, we still have Luke's green lightsaber out there somewhere. We don't know where it's at. It might be still on Ahch-To. It might be in the hands of maybe like Maz. We don't know yet. But Luke, or Anakin's at least, Anakin, Luke, Rey, that lightsaber and Leia's lightsaber is on Tatooine, buried in the sand now. So what does this mean for the future of Star Wars? Why does a yellow lightsaber have to mean so much? Why can't it just be a color? Well, each color obviously signifies something special in Star Wars. The Jedi Sentinels use the yellow lightsaber, the Jedi Consulars use the green lightsaber, and the Jedi Guardians use the blue lightsaber. So each one signifies something, and obviously Mace Windu, him being a badass, just gets the purple lightsaber. So with her getting the yellow one and it being rare and not seen throughout the universe, other than with the Sentinels, it pretty much means she is going to become the guardian, the protector, the sentinel of the Jedi Order, okay? Now, obviously, there's no Jedi Temple at this time that we know of that's being inhabited. She would be most likely go back to Coruscant, but we don't know what's happening to that temple at this time. Is it destroyed? Are all the artifacts out of there? We're not really sure what happened. So most likely the holocrons, the books, the text, everything is probably not in there unless it was safeguarded by the Imperial Army and the First Order during that time, so that no Jedi could come back and, use the texts, or anyone could use the text. So most likely they are somewhere else, but if not, she could very well go back to Coruscant. She could build something on Yavin 4. We know there's many temples on Yavin 4, or just around the galaxy. She could go back to Ahch-To to create something small, or she could create it somewhere else. There are plenty of other spots in the galaxy that they can obviously create a new Jedi temple. So that leads me to believe that Rey, they're telling us that Rey is obviously going to rebuild the Order, and she's going to be the new Jedi Master. Now, this is something that is interesting to me because I want to see if they're going to continue just the same story that we know, right? So we have the Jedi Master, we have the Jedi Order, we have the Jedi Council, we have the Younglings, we have everything that we've seen before with the prequels, and then Luke trying to redo that and recreate it. Are we going to see the same story with Rey? Is she going to create the same type of Jedi, or is she going to go a different route, possibly like the Jedi Order? Now, if you guys haven't seen my timeline videos about the beginning of Star Wars, the Jedi Order was the precursor to the Jedi, and they basically believed to use both the light and the dark side in balance with each other, because if you didn't, one would become more stronger than the other, and when that happens, there's imbalance in the world. So I wonder if she's going to take a different approach, a different philosophy to her new Jedi Temple, and that's really, or Jedi Order, and that's really what I want to see. That makes me most intrigued to see what's going to happen beyond the sequels. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I did not really care for the sequel trilogies, as most of us really didn't that grew up with the prequels and the originals. We just didn't like it. It was very messy, it was very jumbled, but there are some things that we can, improve on and come out of that with. We could see Ben Solo in the future possibly as a Force ghost, or maybe he comes back to help Rey rebuild the Jedi. But I really do want to see what they're going to do, because I feel like if Rey just becomes another Luke or another Yoda and tries to just be the head of the temple and does the same thing, it's going to result in destruction yet again. Now, whether it's 50 years down the line or thousands of years down the line, it's going to happen over and over again if they just keep doing the same thing. So I hope with her realizing what happened with the destruction of the Jedi, that we get to see something bigger, something better than the Jedi Order. Maybe some, I don't know, universal force order. I don't know what you would even call that. It would just be like the Jedi Order. So I would be very interested in to see where they take this going forward. Obviously, this lightsaber has a symbolic meaning behind it, that she is going to be the person to carry the weight of the Jedi on her back. She's going to protect it at all cost. I mean, she is the last Jedi at this point in time. Wait for Baby Yoda, because he's definitely going to be a Jedi. I cannot wait for that. But until then, we just have Rey, and she's going to be the last one. She's going to be the one to rebuild the Order. So let me know what you guys think. If you want to see her rebuild the same Order, or rebuild a different type of Jedi Order to where they use both the light and the dark side of the Force. Just do some gray Jedi stuff, maybe. That would be really cool. We'll see what Ahsoka's up to in this new sequel to the Rebels show. That'll be really cool to see. Maybe see what she is doing as well. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy this video, if you could go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me. And if you guys want to see daily Star Wars content, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.